Who's the greatest songwriter?
And then you start guessing. You got Kris Kristofferson and Billy Joe Shaver.
Country music legend Willie Nelson has shocked fans with a revealing insight into his longtime friend and fellow icon, Kris Kristofferson. This unexpected disclosure sheds new light on Kristofferson's life, career, and the personal struggles hidden behind his rugged outlaw image. Let's explore the surprising revelation that's changing how we see this country music giant. Background on Kris Kristofferson. Kris Kristofferson's journey to country music stardom was anything but conventional. Born in 1936 in Brownsville, Texas, Kristofferson grew up in a military family, moving frequently throughout his childhood. His father, an Air Force Major General, expected Kris to follow in his footsteps. And for a while, he did. After graduating summa cum laude from Pomona College with a degree in literature, Kristofferson joined the Army. He became a helicopter pilot, served in West Germany, and even taught English literature at West Point. But beneath the surface of his military career, a different passion was brewing. Kristofferson had always been drawn to writing, and during his time in the Army, he began penning songs in his spare time. In 1965, against his family's wishes, he made the bold decision to leave the military and pursue a career in music. Arriving in Nashville with dreams of becoming a songwriter, Kristofferson faced years of struggle and rejection. He worked odd jobs to make ends meet, including as a janitor at Columbia Studios. It was during this time that he penned some of his most iconic songs, including Me and Bobby McGee and Sunday Mornin' Comin' Down. His big break came when Johnny Cash recorded Sunday Mornin' Comin' Down. The song became a hit, and suddenly Nashville started paying attention to the ex-military man with a knack for raw, honest lyrics. Kristofferson's songwriting career took off in the late 60s and early 70s. His songs were recorded by numerous artists across various genres. Janis Joplin's version of Me and Bobby McGee became an anthem of the era, while Ray Price's rendition of For the Good Times topped the country charts. As his reputation as a songwriter grew, Kristofferson began performing and recording his own music. His gravelly voice and rugged image made him a natural fit for the emerging outlaw country movement, which rejected the polished Nashville sound in favor of a more authentic, rougher-edged style. Alongside Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, and Johnny Cash, Kristofferson became a key figure in this musical rebellion. His self-titled debut album, released in 1970, featured many of his now classic songs and established him as a formidable artist in his own right. But music wasn't Kristofferson's only talent. In the 1970s, he ventured into acting, bringing his natural charisma to the big screen. His breakthrough role came in the 1973 film Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid, directed by Sam Peckinpah. This was followed by a starring role opposite Barbra Streisand in A Star is Born in 1976, a performance that earned him a Golden Globe for Best Actor. Throughout his career, Kristofferson continued to balance music and acting, leaving an indelible mark on both industries. His songwriting, characterized by its poetic depth and emotional honesty, has influenced generations of artists across multiple genres. Willie Nelson's career overview. Willie Nelson's path to country music stardom was paved with persistence and a unique musical vision. Born in 1933 in Abbott, Texas, Nelson's early years were marked by financial hardship and a deep love for music, instilled in him by his grandparents. Nelson's career began in the 1950s, but success didn't come easily. He worked as a radio announcer and a door-to-door salesman of encyclopedias and vacuum cleaners while trying to break into the music industry. His first singles, released in the late 50s, failed to gain traction. In the early 60s, Nelson moved to Nashville, where he found success as a songwriter. He penned hits for other artists, including Patsy Cline's Crazy and Farron Young's Hello Walls. Despite this success, Nelson struggled to establish himself as a performer. His unconventional singing style and eclectic musical tastes didn't fit the polished Nashville sound of the era. Frustrated with the creative constraints of the Nashville scene, Nelson moved back to Texas in the early 70s. This move marked a turning point in his career. Embracing a more authentic, rougher-edge sound, Nelson became a key figure in the outlaw country movement alongside Kris Kristofferson, Waylon Jennings, and others. Nelson's 1973 album Shotgun Willie marked his artistic rebirth, followed by the concept album Red-Headed Stranger in 1975, which became a massive commercial and critical success. His distinctive nasal voice, nylon string guitar playing, and genre-blending approach set him apart in the country music landscape. Throughout his career, Nelson has been known for his musical versatility. He's recorded country, jazz, folk, rock, and even reggae. His willingness to experiment and collaborate has led to memorable duets with artists across various genres, from Julio Iglesias to Snoop Dogg. Beyond his music, Nelson has become known for his activism, particularly his advocacy for marijuana legalization and support for American farmers through Farm Aid concerts. Nelson's career has been marked by numerous awards and accolades, including multiple Grammys, Country Music Association awards, and induction into the Country Music Hall of Fame. His influence extends far beyond country music, with his distinctive voice, songwriting, and rebellious spirit inspiring artists across generations and genres. Throughout it all, Nelson has maintained a reputation for honesty and authenticity, both in his music and his public persona. It's this candor that makes his recent revelation about Kris Kristofferson all the more impactful: the Willie-Kris friendship. The friendship between Willie Nelson and Kris Kristofferson is the stuff of country music legend. These two titans of the genre first crossed paths in Nashville in the late 1960s, both struggling to make their mark in a music industry that wasn't quite ready for their unconventional styles. Their bond was forged in the crucible of the outlaw country movement, a rebellion against the slick, commercialized Nashville sound. Both Nelson and Kristofferson were at the forefront of this movement, pushing for creative control and a return to a more authentic country sound. In 1985, their friendship reached new heights when they joined forces with Johnny Cash and Waylon Jennings to form the supergroup The Highwaymen. This collaboration produced 3 acclaimed albums and several tours, showcasing the chemistry between these 4 legends of country music. On stage, Nelson and Kristofferson's performances were marked by a palpable mutual respect and camaraderie. Their voices blended seamlessly, with Kristofferson's gravelly baritone providing a perfect counterpoint to Nelson's nasal twang. Offstage, their friendship was equally strong, built on a foundation of shared experiences and a deep understanding of the highs and lows of life in the spotlight. Both men have spoken fondly of each other in interviews over the years. Nelson has praised Kristofferson's songwriting, calling him one of the greatest writers of all time. Kristofferson, in turn, has expressed admiration for Nelson's musical genius and his unwavering authenticity. Their friendship has endured for over 5 decades, weathering the storms of an often tumultuous industry. They've supported each other through personal struggles, celebrated each other's successes, and continued to make music together well into their later years. In the public eye, Nelson and Kristofferson have come to represent a particular brand of country music, one that values honesty, authenticity, and a willingness to buck the system. Their friendship has been seen as a testament to these values, with fans admiring not just their musical output, but the bond between them. It's this long-standing friendship that makes Willie Nelson's recent revelation about Kris Kristofferson so significant. Coming from anyone else, such a disclosure might be seen as sensationalism or gossip. But coming from Willie Nelson, Kristofferson's longtime friend and confidant, it carries the weight of truth and the poignancy of shared history. The shocking revelation. In a recent interview, Willie Nelson opened up about a side of Kris Kristofferson that few have seen. Nelson revealed that despite Kristofferson's public image as a rugged, confident outlaw, he has privately grappled with deep-seated feelings of guilt and regret throughout much of his career. According to Nelson, Kristofferson confided in him about the toll that his pursuit of musical success had taken on his personal life, particularly his relationships with his children. Kris always felt torn, Nelson explained. He loved making music, loved performing, but he also felt like he was missing out on important moments with his kids. Nelson shared that Kristofferson often expressed remorse about the time he spent away from home, touring and recording. He'd tell me about birthdays he missed, school events he couldn't attend, Nelson said. It weighed on him heavily. This inner conflict, hidden from the public eye, apparently had a profound impact on Kristofferson's mental health. Nelson revealed that his friend struggled with periods of depression, often questioning whether the sacrifices he'd made for his career were worth it. "There were times when Kris would call me in the middle of the night," Nelson recounted. "He'd be in a hotel room somewhere, feeling low, wondering if he'd made the right choices in life." Nelson's revelation sheds new light on many of Kristofferson's songs, particularly those dealing with themes of loneliness, regret, and the search for redemption. Tracks like "Sunday Morning Comin' Down" and "For the Good Times" take on new meaning when considered in the context of Kristofferson's personal struggles. Perhaps most surprising is Nelson's disclosure about Kristofferson's views on his own success. "Kris once told me that he sometimes felt like a fraud," Nelson said. Here he was being celebrated for songs about life and love, while feeling like he'd failed at the most important relationships in his own life. Nelson was quick to add that Kristofferson's feelings weren't a constant state, but rather something he grappled with periodically throughout his career. "There were plenty of good times too," Nelson clarified. "Kris loved performing, loved connecting with fans, but those doubts were always there under the surface." The revelation about Kristofferson's inner turmoil stands in stark contrast to his public persona. Known for his rugged good looks, intellect, he was a Rhodes Scholar before turning to music, and seeming self-assurance, Kristofferson has long been viewed as an icon of cool confidence. Nelson's decision to share this private information wasn't made lightly. "I thought long and hard about whether to talk about this," he said. "But Kris has always been about honesty in his music. I think sharing this truth honors that spirit." He also expressed hope that this revelation might help others in the entertainment industry who are struggling with similar issues. "Success doesn't shield you from doubt or regret," Nelson noted. "If anything, it can amplify those feelings." Nelson's disclosure paints a picture of a more complex, vulnerable Kristofferson than the public has known. It reveals the personal cost of a public life and the inner conflicts that can plague even the most successful artists. This revelation doesn't diminish Kristofferson's achievements or his impact on country music. If anything, it adds depth to our understanding of his art. Knowing the personal struggles behind the songs makes them even more powerful, a testament to Kristofferson's ability to transform his pain into art that resonates with millions. Impact of the revelation. The impact of Willie Nelson's revelation about Kris Kristofferson has been profound and far-reaching. Fans have taken to social media to express their surprise and, in many cases, their increased admiration for Kristofferson. Many longtime listeners have shared that they're revisiting Kristofferson's catalog with new ears, finding deeper meaning in lyrics they thought they knew by heart. One fan tweeted, "Listening to Sunday Morning Comin' Down hits different now. You can hear the pain and regret in every word." The country music community has also responded to Nelson's disclosure. Several artists have come forward with statements of support for Kristofferson. Dolly Parton, in a press release, said, "Kris has always been one of the most honest songwriters I know. Knowing what he was going through makes his work even more remarkable." This revelation has sparked important conversations about the pressures of fame and the toll it can take on personal relationships. Music industry professionals have pointed out that Kristofferson's struggles are far from unique, highlighting the need for better support systems for artists. Mental health advocates have praised Nelson for bringing attention to these issues. They hope that this high-profile example will encourage more open discussions about mental health in the entertainment industry and beyond. Some commentators have noted that this revelation adds a new dimension to the outlaw country movement. The image of the carefree, rebellious outlaw is now tempered with a recognition of the personal costs that often came with that lifestyle. While some have questioned whether such private information should have been shared publicly, most reactions have been sympathetic and supportive. There's a general sense that understanding these struggles makes Kristofferson's artistic achievements even more impressive. Ultimately, Nelson's revelation has reshaped the public's perception of Kris Kristofferson, adding layers of complexity to an already legendary figure in country music. Reflection on Kris Kristofferson's legacy. In light of Willie Nelson's revelations, Kris Kristofferson's legacy takes on new dimensions. His body of work, already celebrated for its poetic depth and emotional honesty, now resonates with even greater poignancy. Kristofferson's songwriting has always been praised for its raw authenticity. Tracks like Help Me Make It Through the Night and Me and Bobby McGee have long been recognized as masterpieces of storytelling in song. Now, understanding the personal struggles behind these lyrics adds another layer of meaning to these timeless pieces. The contrast between Kristofferson's public persona and his private battles underscores the complexity of his artistry. His ability to channel his inner turmoil into universally relatable songs speaks to his exceptional talent as a songwriter. It also highlights the therapeutic role that music played in his life, serving as an outlet for expressing feelings he may have struggled to voice otherwise. Kristofferson's journey also sheds light on the often overlooked emotional labor involved in a career in the spotlight. His struggles with guilt and regret over missed family moments reveal the personal sacrifices often required for public success. This aspect of his story resonates not just in the music industry, but across many high-pressure, high-visibility professions. In the context of the outlaw country movement, Kristofferson's internal conflicts add depth to our understanding of what it meant to be an outlaw in country music. Beyond the surface-level rebellion against industry norms, there was often a deeper, more personal struggle at play. Kristofferson's legacy extends beyond his music. His openness about his struggles, even if shared posthumously through a friend, contributes to ongoing efforts to destigmatize mental health issues. In an industry that often glorifies hard living, Kristofferson's story serves as a reminder of the human costs that can come with such a lifestyle. Despite the revelations about his personal struggles, Kristofferson's status as a country music icon remains undiminished. If anything, this new understanding of his journey reinforces the power of his artistry. His ability to create enduring, emotionally resonant work while grappling with inner turmoil is a testament to his strength as both an artist and a person. Ultimately, Willie Nelson's revelations don't rewrite Kris Kristofferson's legacy. They enrich it. They offer fans and fellow artists alike a more complete picture of a complex, talented individual whose impact on country music and popular culture continues to be felt today. Willie Nelson's candid revelations about Kris Kristofferson have given us a rare glimpse behind the curtain of fame. They remind us that even our cultural icons grapple with very human struggles: guilt, regret, self-doubt. Far from diminishing Kristofferson's legacy, this new understanding deepens our appreciation for his artistry and resilience. Kristofferson's journey underscores the complexity of pursuing one's passion while balancing personal relationships. It's a struggle many can relate to, regardless of profession. His ability to channel these internal conflicts into songs that have touched millions is a testament to his exceptional talent and emotional intelligence. This story also highlights the enduring power of friendship. Willie Nelson's decision to share these private moments speaks volumes about the bond between these two legends. It's a reminder that even in the competitive world of show business, genuine connections can form and last a lifetime. For fans, this revelation offers a new lens through which to appreciate Kristofferson's work. Each lyric, each gravelly-voiced performance now carries additional layers of meaning. It's an invitation to revisit his catalog and discover new depths in songs we thought we knew by heart. More broadly, this story serves as a vital reminder of the importance of mental health awareness, particularly in high-pressure industries like entertainment. It underscores the need for support systems and open conversations about the psychological toll of public life. Kris Kristofferson's legacy, already secure in the pantheon of country music, is not diminished by these revelations. Instead, it's enriched.